This is a previously recorded episode of the IT in the D Show.
IT in the D, networking Detroit, one beer at a time. itinthed.com.
And welcome to a very special segment. This is the IT in the D Show, broadcasting live from Fantasticon in beautiful, sunny, exotic Mount Clemens, Michigan, at the Gibraltar Trade Center.
Way to sell, Bob.
This is Bob the Sales Guy hanging out with Dave the Geek. We got two awesome guests. We got Ming, Chen, Mike Zapcic from Comic Book Men, graciously hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
Even after last night.
I know, right?
Oh, God, you guys couldn't be more gracious hosts. We went to a karaoke bar last night, appropriately entitled.
You guys went to a karaoke bar. I wasn't invited.
You were invited, Mike.
I was, actually.
You were invited.
I was passed out. I didn't wake up until about 1 o'clock this morning.
Beautiful establishment and beautiful sunny Mount Clemens called Dick Weeds, 2 words.
Highlight after the owner, Richard Weeds.
After the
who we
owner.
met, yeah.
Highlight of my night was singing the Flash Gordon theme song with a man named Ming.
Yes. Who is, in fact, merciless.
Right, exactly.
And I sat down, all of a sudden, shots all night, just keep flowing. Well,
Yeah.
more than we possibly could have needed for everybody. And
That's half the fun.
And I have you two to thank for that.
Still
so.
feeling the effects of it, right?
I tried to pace myself, but geez, man, I'm too old for this Jaeger. I was like,
Oh, you
what
were
am I
doing Jaeger?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was a better, Captain Jackass over here was ordering the Maple Crown.
Yes.
which
Also,
tastes
classy.
like maple syrup death in your mouth.
Okay, great. All right.
I liked it. It was yummy.
I liked it too. You have great taste, my friend.
Yeah.
But it is an honor to be here on IT in the D.
No, I appreciate it. So, I mean, you guys, we just sat with your panel, and it's a pretty amazing story. It's like you guys are doing, like you're still being kids, kind of like us, goofing
God.
around. And
That's what it is.
Yeah, and you get to be paid for it, and you get to be on TV for doing what we did as children.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not not jumping my huffy over
No, right.
garbage cans anymore. But hey, although nobody's asked me
With
to
enough
do that.
Jaeger.
Right.
Yeah.
You never tell.
Yeah, you know what I am jumping is that little remote control BB-8. I broke down and bought one of those. I made a little obstacle course, like little
I
ramps
lost
for the
the
jump
head.
over. How can you lose the head?
Oh, my
I
God,
have a
that's
2-year-old.
That's
It's gone.
Yeah.
Is it? Did your 2-year-old eat the head?
I don't know what happened to it.
They must sell
You'll
replacements.
find
You'll
it
be
in about
fine.
7 years. You move the
Yeah.
couch, it's there.
Yeah, there was the night of had 15 9-year-old girls on the living room floor, and the BB-8 became
The thing.
It's gone.
Oh my God!
The
Whoa.
BB Aiton.
Right, exactly.
Wow. Well, at least you're teaching them right. You're indoctrinating the 50.
We went.
Bringing them up properly.
Yeah.
I sat them down 6 nights in a row. Lights off in the entire house.
Right.
TV on 30. Everyone had a bowl of popcorn. We went 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Dave says I shouldn't have went to 1.
No,
but-
proper order though.
Yeah.
You went the proper order.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that.
Oh, you had to.
And you do have to show them the prequels to show them how not to do it. To show them.
See, I'm still a fan of machete order. I like the 4, 5, 2, 3, 6.
I like that. I like that as well. I'm a fan.
That's good too. I just insist that. Well, we all have kids now,
Yeah.
and that was a big question. You show them episode 4 first.
Oh,
Or
you
you show them
have to.
episode
Have
1
to.
first. No, you got to go with
You
4
can't.
first.
You can't ruin
can't.
the look
No.
on their face with the no, I am your father.
Yeah.
You can't
You
ruin
can't.
that.
You
Not
can't.
Luke, right? That's a
No,
big.
it's no.
No, that's
I
no,
am your
I am.
father.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's like we talk about that on our show, like the whole Berenstain Bears thing, that whole conspiracy theory about alternating universes
Yes.
colliding, and then also the whole thing with
Have you heard that one?
No, the Berenstain Bears.
How do you spell Berenstein? The Bears.
BERENSTEIN.
no
it's AIN.
stain.
No.
Like
Yeah,
Berenstain
dude.
Bears.
Oh, my God.
So like all of us remember it as EIN. And
Oh,
so there's
my
this whole thing about like what causes these collective pockets of delusion.
Like
there are people
Beam
that
me
swear,
up, Scotty.
Right.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
people that there are thousands of people that swear they remember Nelson Mandela dying in jail. We all know Mandela did not die in
No, he
jail.
didn't.
But there are thousands of people who swear they remember seeing the news reports of Mandela dying. And with Berenstein, how does that happen?
I don't know.
And
Oh my God.
So we love
So they
we love
think there's
the
a collision
mind-blown
of
stuff.
all parallel universes, where one universe was Stain, one was Steen, and then all of a sudden revisionist history and everything gets rewritten.
Right.
It's like you can't find anything.
Continuity cleanup.
butterfly
Yeah,
effect.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, that's called continuity cleanup.
Yeah.
How about that? So that's what it.
These
oh
are
my
all
God.
just glitches in the Matrix, my friend.
Exactly, right.
They're all just glitches in
I'm
the
looking
Matrix.
behind you. I'm like, yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
That they've got their Podcast Detroit banners up, and it looks like the Matrix.
The Matrix
it is a
rain
little bit,
waterfall.
yeah.
You got a
The
good
code
graphics
waterfall.
guy. He says, "Here, guy, just
That's
surprised
amazing.
you with it."
We love it. I just want to tell you guys, I am so glad that a thing called Podcast Detroit even exists.
Us
As
too.
a fellow podcaster who grew up in Michigan, I just love that there is a Podcast Detroit here, a network
Well, we had
supporting Detroit podcasters.
we have right now. We're up to almost 30 shows.
That's amazing.
On the network. We basically, a guy built out the studio for us and just said, just say that you're here. Well, we're using it for 2 hours a week, and everybody's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I want to play."
You guys being dicks.
right.
You got this killer studio with kegs and booze, and you're using it for like 2 hours a week. I want to do a podcast. Let me do a podcast.
Dude, it's like the ultimate man cave.
Oh, our studio is
Yeah.
pretty sweet. I wish
Oh
you guys
my
were hanging around.
God.
I'd love to bring you guys over there.
Well, so you're just saying there are podcasters coming in and out at all hours.
Oh yeah,
in the
so
studio.
we got shows running 7 days a week out of the studio now. It's
Wow.
crazy.
All right.
God, that's always been.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, that's
no, it's
amazing.
Fun. It's fun. We're
It's kind of been sort of a dream. I mean, we kind of have that same setup. We podcast in the back
Yeah.
of the Secret Stash, and we have 3, 4, sometimes 5 shows coming in and out of there
That's
a week.
awesome.
right.
But I would love to have a studio,
Yeah.
and I would love to encourage podcasting there. Maybe hold classes, maybe charge by the hour for people
Yep.
who can't have their own space.
Yeah, I wrote a blog. We usually
God, that would be cool.
We started off as a little community for the IT industry, and we wrote a blog series called "Don't Be That Guy." It was just kind of us, like, instead of saying what to do, we'd say what not to do. It's
Yeah.
kind of our backwards way. We wrote "How Not to Suck at Starting a Podcast," and we said we never listened to them before we started them.
Yeah.
We listened sparingly, right?
Right.
And we said, "Hey, we're not experts. We don't know what we're doing."
But this is what worked for us.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what we did. Like, if it works for you, great. If it does, do whatever you
If it
like.
doesn't go
Right.
screw yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So, or try like us, dude. That's we
Trial and
failed
error is the
every
best.
way you can fail.
Sure.
And I'm sure there's still some we haven't stumbled on yet, and that's part of the fun is that didn't work. Next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're going to do, hey, we're going to have a systematic, here's our ABCs of what we're going to podcast about today. And you always go off script every
Yeah.
time.
Oh, we walk in every Monday night. We walk in with like a list of about 30 topics
Yeah.
that we want to get through in a 2-hour show.
Two.
Yeah.
If we make it through 6, it's because something's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Well, the Berenstein Bears, when that broke, we talked about that for like almost 40 minutes straight.
When did this come about? Because I had not
About a
heard
month
of it.
ago?
Really?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fairly
I-
recent.
There was
Wow.
that, and then there was the
Jar Jar Binks is a Sith Lord?
Yes,
Series.
I heard about that, and I'm like, that's
and you read it
freaking
and you're like,
brilliant.
it's perfectly logical.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
And then
That's what I'm hoping in episode 7 that Kylo Ren, slashes his helmet off,
Yep.
right, in an epic
It's Jar Jar
lightsaber
Binks.
battle,
Jar Jar.
and it's Jar Jar,
That
and I
would be
stand
so-
up and go scream bloody hell, yeah! And the
No,
crowd
yes,
boos.
no, yes, no.
Right.
I'm so torn right now. It's half brilliant, half suck.
Why, JJY?
Because I know everyone would hate it. That's probably one of the reasons I would like it
No.
so much.
Man, I'm
It's
telling
not true.
yeah, that's possible.
That's not probable. I love the whole.
So, I mean, here's the
robot
thing. You guys
chicken.
are like the ultimate fanboys. Do you get, like, at cons like this, are people trying to one-up you, or they just want to take knowledge from you, or what? Is there just
a little bit of the knowledge thing. One up us, almost never.
Okay.
Because I mean, we work for Kevin Smith.
Right.
How are you going to one up me?
Right.
Yeah.
Unless you work for J.J. Abrams or Joss
Right.
Whedon.
Right,
Yeah,
unless you
screw
were in
yourself.
Star Wars,
Yeah.
it's going to be tough to.
Yeah.
it's
Speaking
gonna
of
be-
Kevin, I went to saw the one night with Kevin Smith when he was at Windsor Comic Con.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah.
He didn't
Oh yeah.
breathe.
Yeah. He's-
Like 9 o'clock, I sat down and we left at 1, and I go, "Holy shit! It's 1 in the morning." My buddy looks at me. I go, "Nobody got up and peed. Nobody got. No,
You don't want to miss anything.
No, it was, and he didn't breathe. I go, "The man's not human. He seriously didn't breathe." Insanely entertaining.
Yes.
I'm like, how the hell?
Well, he talked about podcasting forever.
He did, loved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
loved it.
It's a superpower.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you,
Superpower.
yes, he podcasts constantly. Even when he's not podcasting, he's podcasting.
I took it home because one of his big takeaways was, this is your shot to just have your voice be heard, even if
Yeah.
it's only for 2 people. Sometimes we call it farting in the wind, right? Where you just, it's some, you know what I mean? Just recording just for sake of recording. But at the end of the day, it's kind of empowering. Like, the one, he said a story with somebody's recording with his father.
Yeah.
He goes, he's been able to keep that library forever. When his
Yeah.
father's gone,
Yep.
you
He'll have it.
that.
He'll have
Yeah,
it.
right?
not only that, but his kids will have. I heard my father and grandfather
Yeah.
podcasting and just talking back and forth, and that's essentially what we're doing here. Is we're talking back and forth. Whether or not you enjoy my company or ultimately, if you're like, wow, that really sucked, you can always hit the dump button and I'm gone.
Yeah, we'll just edit that out in post.
Sure, of course.
And then we don't.
Story of my life. Yeah, and we never edit anything because there's
either.
charm for everything.
Yeah.
If it happened, it happened.
Exactly.
That is. I mean, there's those two schools of thought. Like we're the same way. We're completely raw. Like we don't go back and edit out the ums and the
We broadcast
ahs
live.
and
We're live every Monday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
So but then there are people that like have a production team. It's South Park versus Family Guy.
Yeah, we tell them Steve Dave.
Yes.
So they don't do it. It's like, I don't want that in there. I don't want that in there.
Yeah, cut this, and cut this.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's why they have 90,000 downloads a week. And we only have 45. But you know what? Well, I would rather work without a net.
Yep.
That's just me. And that's
Well,
just
you're
the
more
way that
natural.
we go.
You're more you.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing that's tough for us because we signed with Midroll, right? We're next to Smodcast on the list of shows.
Oh, okay, cool.
And doing the reads now and having to be professional is hard.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
So FanDuel comes on,
Yep.
and I'm sorry, I'm not going to let this go without saying it. Fantasy football is Dungeons and Dragons for guys who used to make fun of people who played Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, now there's just money and sports involved. Yeah,
Yeah, seriously.
Same thing, though.
If FanDuel, you should try this with the X-Men and the Avengers. Why not?
Right.
So who's your favorite? And have them fight Ultron. Why not?
Well, that's what did Nuri say? He's like Tom Brady with a plus 15 charisma.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So, I mean,
You would
that's
hope.
a good question. So how much time do you guys spend in the studio on a typical week? Whether it's for the show or your own stuff. I mean, how intensive is this? For you?
It varies, but we can go up to 4 shows a week, depending. We do a show called I Sell Comics, which was great. Show about comics. Record it in a comic book store.
Do it live.
And we do it live. So
While the
again,
comic
doing
store's
that.
open.
Yeah.
So we have,
So,
we have to rein in the F-bombs and can't say.
Yeah, there can be little kids in there. So yeah, we do a morning type show where we just BS about anything.
It's me, Ming, and gentleman Mark Costello, the Good Time Fellow.
Okay.
Give him a little shout out.
Yeah,
And, we do that. It was originally this morning show. Now they're retooling, so we're going to take it on the road. So because it's too good not to.
Why not?
Exactly. We have too much fun doing it, so we're going to keep it.
Well, I think that's the most important. It has to be fun. We're on 116. This will be 117 tomorrow night.
Okay.
It's still the fastest 2 hours of my life every
Absolutely.
week.
Yeah.
We sit down and then I'm like, how are we already? Why is this over?
Yeah, and I'm not drunk. What's going on?
Well, we're sponsored by Falling Down Beer Company, and we have
very nice.
kegs in the
So
studio.
again, kegs
So
in the
they are
studio,
falling down drunk.
Right.
Oh, so even better.
See, here's the thing. The one thing that we figured out was if we're just us, it's this is no different. The stuff we argue about and talk about is no different than when we go to the bar.
Right.
And the stories we tell, and there's nothing different. We don't need to write notes. There's nothing to write because it's there.
Yeah, and it'll start flowing. The more you do it,
Every now and then it
the
helps with
smoother it
guests.
is.
Oh, guests carry us. 'Cause once in a while, I'll be playing Clash of Clans, going, "Can we go home?" And he'll yell at me. But that's again part of the show.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, it's good to have that other third party in there. You don't know where the topics are going to go, and just bring something new in. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, what we settled on was what do IT guys talk about at the bar? We talk about Star Wars more than we talk about standing up a Linux server.
And optimizing SQL. No, that's no.
I was just on an IT show about, God, I forget the name of the podcast, but good guys. And they were talking about how IT influence. We're all part of the same global nerdity.
Oh, God, yeah.
So, yeah, you can talk about different operating systems and blah, 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 but then you bring it back to Star Wars.
Windows versus Linux.
Yeah.
Star Wars versus Star Trek.
Exactly.
Right, Rebel
And
Marvel
Alliance versus
DC.
Yeah, Rebels or Imperials.
Yeah.
Well, we're at a great point in our lives where we don't have to be shy about it.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Revenge of the Nerds has come full circle.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to be Stan Gable. Everybody wants to be Skolnick right now, banging a hot cheerleader. It's true.
I still want to be Stan Gable. Come on. Who doesn't want to be?
I was more an ogre
Ted
guy.
McGinley.
Right.
I always wanted to be him. Blonde hair, the whole 9 yards.
Every show he touched turns to feces, but that's another.
That's another.
Oh,
kiss
you
of death.
kidding? That's a misnomer.
That's another. That's a topic for another pod.
Yeah, exactly.
Married
Go
with
a whole
Children
show on.
went on for 10 years. I mean, he had whole treaties. It's like, this is why I'm not the patron saint.
Have you watched Married with Children lately? They're playing reruns. That show is hysterical.
It is. It works
I
on
always thought
so
so.
many
Have you
levels.
heard apparently that they're bringing it back?
Stop.
No, there's a reboot with Bud as the dad.
Stop.
That's where to go.
Wow, he's getting
Yeah, I heard he was working on that.
Yeah.
So
National Lampoon's Vacation with Rusty is the dad. Stop already.
Yeah. And yet,
And
not
it's Ed
Anthony
Helms.
Michael-
It wasn't
yeah,
even
not Anthony Michael Hall.
Right. What? He's still alive. What's
Yeah,
wrong
exactly.
with you?
Good talk, Russ. Good talk.
We just saw a pop vinyl figure that was Farmer Ted from 16 Candles. I'm like, how obscure.
Like, I need the flow chart.
That is
I need that
fantastic.
And
flow
that
chart
guy's getting a
brings you
paycheck.
to make pop vinyl figure.
That dude at Funko is sitting there going, I'm a friggin' genius. He's like, I've got it knocked. Look at that. There's an entire wall over there, and that's not even like 1/quintillionth of their.
Yeah, and yet they do Farmer Ted, and yet not Molly Ringwald. Like, how do you know? And no
Because
Jake?
but there's some perv out there that's going to take Molly Ringwald's character and turn it into a blow up pop vinyl.
What was it?
they're
Carrie
here.
Fisher when she did her one woman performance show.
Yes.
And she, the whole thanks for this, George Lucas, and like from the ceiling lowered down the Princess Leia slave bikini sex doll that was only sold in Japan.
Oh my god!
No.
Did she get at least a little taste? Because if she didn't,
Apparently,
I'm hoping she did.
But she was like, she's not really sure. I forget how she said it, but something like, she's not sure it was worth it in the long run because the damage to her psyche.
wow.
I don't know, because she could actually go and it's like, what's it like to make love to myself? There we go.
Questions we all ask.
Wow.
Right. I figured that one out when I was a teenager, but I'll just leave it at
Postcards from the
skipped over
edge.
that.
Right.
Postcards from the edge, indeed.
So how have you guys liked this con? I mean, and so
This
like,
is-
what's on deck that we haven't got to that you guys have coming up?
This is so old school that I love it. I mean,
It is.
It is. We've got a. Did you tell everyone we've got a gun and ammo show on the other side?
No, absolutely.
Should be screaming that out to the
Now,
rafters.
so here's the like really ridiculous part. So the gun and knife show is over there.
Right.
So that means that the booth that's 30 feet away from us can't sell beer because the gun and knife show
Oh,
is
there's
right
a
there.
proximity.
But
Yeah.
but right there on the other side of that
Yeah,
wall
60
is
feet
a
away.
full service bar with liquor and beer
Fantastic.
Yeah.
that you can buy whatever you want at and
Right.
just walk right back in with.
Good deal.
Great.
Just one of those like logic and makes my head hurt.
God
I'm telling
bless you,
you, flowcharts,
Michigan.
man. We're going with
God
that.
bless you, Gibraltar Trade Center.
Right.
So we saw you were giving away hot sauce at the panel.
Yes.
How in the world, like hot sauce business? Talk to me about that.
Hot sauce. I used to be a chef.
Okay.
I was a full service chef. I'm classically trained.
Okay.
Culinary Institute of America, the whole 9 yards. And I was screwing around making hot sauces, and I would bottle them for friends. And then my wife says, "What, Michael? Why don't you just, sell this stuff?" And I'm like, "Nah, nobody wants to buy it." So I'm taking it around to gauge how people like it,
And they're loving it.
and they're
loving it.
So
Great.
we were selling the VIP package, and Ming came to me. He's like, "What do we give as an incentive?"
A little bonus. We're going to give a little bonus.
Yeah, why don't we do a little something special for him? And I said, well, I'll make up a special reserve hot sauce. So I did, and now we're giving them away with our VIP packages and selling it at the table. And I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
I think a little of this was predicated. A couple years ago, we get this box in the mail at the store. We open it up, and inside is something called Jason Mewes hot sauce.
Oh yeah, it was.
And we're like, what the hell is this?
What?
And they wanted us to sell it. Mewes had teamed up with some hot sauce company.
To slap his name on
Slap
something.
his name on a hot
anything,
sauce.
really.
And
But,
but it sold.
yeah,
We sold every
out of it.
bottle. We sold out of it, and we're like, well, shoot, man.
And we actually asked Walt Flanagan, the manager of the store, like, should we get some more of this? He's like, no.
why?
I'm glad we sold out what we did.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
not push our luck.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that actually mine is, I'm a hot sauce fan. I love the look of bottles of hot
Bob
sauce.
is not.
You're not?
Medium.
Medium?
Yeah.
This is not really hot
It's
sauce.
flavorful.
It's flavorful.
It's really good.
That's what I'm going for.
I like sriracha. I like Frank's.
Then you'll like
I put
this.
Frank's on every. Yeah.
I believe you'll like this.
Okay.
You put that shit on everything?
I do.
All right.
I do.
But yeah, so I'll give you a bottle, and you tell me how you.
I will. I will tweet you at.
Okay, yeah, you let us know
Yeah,
what
you
you
can
think.
tweet me at Michael Zapcic, and you can tweet this guy over here at Ming Chen 37.
Was there
MING.
36 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, or 36 is like a Leonard Part 6.
Right.
Well, we try not to talk about Bill Cosby too much
Right,
anymore,
no.
but
Why
yes,
not?
there are 36 other Ming
Spaceballs
Chens.
3, The Search for Spaceballs 2.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So, guys, seriously, appreciate the time. You guys couldn't
Absolutely.
be more nice and accommodating.
Absolutely.
It's refreshing at these things because once in a while you'll meet an Andrew McCarthy who's completely
Less than
ruins your
personable.
whole entire
I guess
con
Andrew
experience.
McCarthy ruined your con experience.
Oh no, he was
horrible?
just a butthole.
Was he?
I
To
was
the
so
10th
angry.
degree.
Dude, our goal at
Hold
cons.
on. Excuse me 1 second. Andrew McCarthy, the
Weekend at Bernie's.
Oh my God, that's it.
Plain Pink. Yeah.
Oh yeah. From
No, well, for me, it's Heaven Help Us.
Yes. Yeah. So and he's like sorry, I got distracted for a sec.
Slave Land walked
I
by
understand.
everybody. Slave
Yeah,
Land.
right.
And so he was just he wanted to talk about his 2 Law and Order SVU appearances from last year. Didn't want to hear about Weekend at Bernie's. Didn't want to hear about Pretty in Pink. Didn't want to talk
He
to
put a
anybody.
blockade around it because people walk by and take pictures, kind of like what just
Wow.
happened here.
No, we've seen
and
that
he
before,
put a wall
sure.
up and put a huge handwritten sign, no pictures. Oh, just complete, like,
Wouldn't
come on,
talk to
dude.
anybody, which
It's like 40,000 people at this thing. It's not
Right.
like,
Don't
Right,
be a tool.
you're not Norman
hell's
Reedus.
wrong
I
with
hear
us?
you. Okay.
well, no, you should. I don't want to say you should be appreciative, but like you're out here.
But you
have,
should be
have fun
appreciative.
with
No,
it.
you should be
Have fun
appreciative,
with
for
it.
God's
Well, it's like,
sakes.
so Billy D. Williams tried to have us thrown out of Motor City Comic Con about 5 years ago because a buddy of mine brought in a Colt 45 bottle and wanted him to sign it. And
Why
he was
wouldn't you
like
want that?
belligerently, kiss my ass, I'm not signing that, tried to have
Yeah.
the security guys sort him out. Now, here's the best part. Flash forward 2 years later, Billy D. Williams is back at Motor City Comic Con with his own table of Colt 45 stuff that he's signing and giving.
course.
Of course he is. It's what the people want, Billy. Here's your $40, sign whatever they put in front
It
of
works
you.
every time.
Yeah.
It does. It does. But yeah, Ming, Mike, appreciate your time. Seriously, you guys couldn't be
Absolutely.
more. This is the IT and the D show, and we'll be right back.
IT in the D, networking Detroit, one beer at a time. ITinthed.com.
This is a previously recorded episode of the IT and the D Show.